Not yet. Oh, here we
Oh.
go. All right, here we are, live again. Fantastic. Slightly caught off guard there, but welcome to the World Sports Chiropractic Chat Show. It is season 2, episode 3, and I am joined by none other, the one and only, the boss himself, Dr. Jay Greenstein from
What's
America.
up,
How are you,
brother?
my
What's
friend?
up? Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, mate. It's been a long time, hasn't it?
It's been a long time since we were actually in person, but man, we had some good times in Berlin, didn't we?
Oh, goodness me. Whatever I can remember of that, it was amazing.
I feel you, brother. I feel you.
Oh man, it was an amazing time, and do you know what? The funniest thing, I was just thinking about this the other day. Um, so how well before we actually officially met, I spotted you at the breakfast hotel breakfast, because I always whenever I'm anywhere, I always like to go and kind of sort of catch the mood a little bit at the breakfast table. And there's all these people with their tight suits and ties done up like that, and all dressed and this and that. And in walks Dr. Greenstein with his bandana and a sleeveless top and this and that. I'm like, yeah, these guys definitely fix.
That's funny. I think not necessarily intentionally, but that's kind of always been my thing. Like I've never been a guy to like dress up very much. And so I like being comfortable, and I guess people either accept me for who I am or they hate me, but that's kind of my mojo.
Oh man, there's absolutely nothing wrong with turning up as you are. I think that's the most important thing in this world, anyways. But it was just a funny contrast. Like all the was it the ECU was there or WFC or whatever it was? I can't remember now.
Yeah,
Was it
WFC, yeah.
Yeah, they were all super stiff, and you have all like makeup and this and that at breakfast, and I don't know the big people just kind of crawled in from their morning run or something, and it was amazing.
That's hilarious.
It was such a contrast. But hey, listen, man, you got your fingers in so many different pies these days. It's unbelievable. I really appreciate you taking the time to have a chat with me this evening, actually.
Yeah, man,
Um,
anything for you.
but so tell me, you got like tech stuff and you got practice management stuff and coaching, clinic. What else?
Yeah, you kind of summed it up. I mean, first of all, I love being a chiropractor. I think the impact that we have for our patients, each individual patient, our communities, and population health at large is phenomenal and really incredibly important. And so when I think about the profession and what I'm trying to do, it's really just about positive impact, right? And it's positive impact in the clinics, and it's also hopefully and not trying to seem too grand, but positive impact at greater scale, which is why technology interests me so much. But really, for me, we've got 4 divisions of our company. So we've got the chiropractic clinics. We've got 4 in the DC metro region. We have a sports performance and personal training company. So we move people from rehab to wellness and sports performance. We've got a clinical research institute. So we run clinical trials in our practices. We just
Wow.
became part of a large NIH grant. So we're really excited about that. And then we've got the tech company where really we're building mobile apps to improve outcomes for patients and income for providers, because those two things do not have to be mutually exclusive. And then we provide coaching on a very limited basis for just a few clients and customers that, I don't have a lot of time, but people that I feel like I really want to help, that I think are kind of committed to the process. I take on a few of those folks as well. So that's kind of the for-profit side. And then, of course, just like you, doing a bunch of advocacy work in chiropractic just to support the profession so that we can grow chiropractic and grow our impact.
Wow, and I thought my life was busy. Jeepers.
Yeah.
Do you sleep?
It's funny. People ask me that, but I do sleep. And actually, I've got a pretty good, number of hours sleep each night. I think the key for me, honestly, Mika, has been is the people on my team. I would never be able to do the things that I do without curating and assembling and supporting an amazing group of people. I don't know if you've ever heard of the book by Jim Collins called Good to Great, but
No, I haven't heard of that.
He and his research, it's like the business Bible in the US, and CEOs have read that book, and he basically looked at a variety of different companies, looked at specific characteristics about what companies were good and only stayed good or ended up dying versus the companies that went from good to great. That's why the book is called Good to Great. And there are certain variables that are associated with great companies. And one of the key variables is, and it's chapter 2, it's first to, then what? It's like making sure you got the right people in the right seat on the bus. And that's not an easy thing to do. I mean, that's one of the hardest jobs I have, is figuring out like who's the right person and, you know, what seat do they fit in. But because I've worked at that pretty hard over the years, I've been able to do, you know, the things that I'm doing right now, which is super fun and super exciting. And it's also very rewarding to work with a team of people, as you know, that we have a common goal, and then, you know, we're achieving those goals. So that's just incredibly rewarding.
Absolutely. No, I couldn't have said it any better myself. You know, that's really cool. Obviously, in terms of fixed side, you know, you've been along the ride for a little while, and you've seen kind of all sorts of things happen in the organization. You know, what do you think? Where are we now? How does it look?
Yeah, that's a really great question. I think that we're in a good spot. I'd like to be in a great spot. You know, I think what great looks like to me is, and I know that you and many of the other people in the organization, you know, share this sentiment, is, you know, a significantly greater penetration of sports chiropractic around the world, to be able to really not just, you know, help these athletes, but in some situations save these athletes, allowing them to participate in the sports that they so badly want to participate in. And then, of course, utilizing that as a launch point to grow the brand of chiropractic, because sports figures have so much influence as it relates to brands, that having a greater penetration in sports chiropractic and sports in general for sports chiropractors, I think grows the brand of chiropractic. I know that the organization has worked really, really hard at evolving its infrastructure over the last, 7 or 8, maybe even 10 years. And I think we've made great progress. I think we've got an amazing group of people on the board and on the commissions, committed, hardworking people that care about sports chiropractic. And I know that we can all do better, me included. And you and I had this conversation a little bit previously around execution, right? Like, you know, how can I be better at my role? And how can I support other people to come and have a succession plan so that, you know, I can support people when I move out of my role? So I think when it comes to execution, I think, you know, we all have an opportunity to improve, and I know that we will over time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think, you know, what I've been involved with now is about, I think we're coming to 5 years or so. You know, during that time, I've seen this organization come on in leaps and bounds, you know, and I dread to think if it was really bad 10 years ago, I don't even want to go there. But
no,
but, you know, the where we are right now, you know, it's like you said, there's a group of very committed people, and they all know who they are, and they are absolutely busting their nuts for this organization, and you know, I can't thank them enough. You know, it's been a hell of a inspiring ride to be on and be a part of, you know, these couple of years, especially now the pace has gone up massively. I mean, I noticed that in Berlin, you know, we had a good powwow there, and it was almost like a bit of a wake up call for a lot of people. There, all of a sudden, it was that kind of, come on, man, we got to do some work here. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome. And it's funny that you mentioned Berlin, because I was thinking about that as the group seems to continue to just get better and better and better at working together to achieve common goals. And that's, you know, that's just super inspiring to see. And, you know, like when we get together, we have these calls, and like, and some of it is business, but also some of it is fun. And some of it's a combination, like your Christmas party, which was awesome. But just hearing the reports from all the commission chairs about the work that's being done and the progress that's being made, but also the relationships that occur amongst the group is just incredibly special.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think there's a bit of I think it's a family, really. You know, we're all taking the Mickey and having a laugh behind everybody else's back and sniggering, you know, and that, which is just amazing. And it's kind of the way it's meant to be, in my opinion. It's not that serious, is it?
Yeah, you know? I agree. You got to have fun while you're working, right? If you're not having fun while you're working, what's the point?
Yeah, and when it's time to be serious, then okay, you be serious for like 3 years, and then you can start doing something again.
Exactly. But you know what's really
Absolutely.
cool is that when you have those types of relationships, like when we were together in Berlin, and I keep referencing that because that's the last time we were all together. But you know, when you get a group of people that are committed together, and you're not even in the meetings anymore, but you're going out, and we're going out to the pubs and having some drinks or eating some food, but we're still talking sports chiropractic, right? We're still committed to the mission of the organization because it's just natural for us to gravitate back towards what our common goals are, which is just a really cool thing.
Yeah, I can't remember football scores or anything like that coming up once in there.
No, we were talking chiropractic, man.
Yeah, you trust a bunch of sports chiropractors, put them together. What are they going to talk about, right? You know, it's bound to happen.
Exactly. It was great. It was great. Soon, hopefully, once again.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. And obviously, just getting to give everybody a big hug. I mean, come on, that's like a big thing now.
Totally, like a real hug.
Yeah, exactly. Not a virtual sort of, whatever. But
not this thing.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a big thing coming from a Finn, right? Finns are generally a little bit like, come on, keep a distance. But actually,
but see, you're a chiropractor. Now it's part of your DNA, right?
Yeah. Well, there you go. Gotta get up in the face and a bit touchy feely, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's the only way to be, man.
Yeah.
Only way to be.
There can't be shy. But hey, you know what? Let's be slightly serious for a wee tiny bit here. I'm quite interested in the whole tech side of things because I don't quite get it, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. But you think about the situation where you have Joe the chiropractor in his office, treating patients and whatnot. Yeah, all right, I get the whole automated booking system and invoicing. That I get. That's cool. What else can tech do for chiropractors, really?
I mean, it's like limitless, Mika. I mean, first of all, the first thing that comes to mind is obviously big data and analytics. Imagine if every sports chiropractor, every chiropractor around the world had their data imported into a data lake where then you could bolt on artificial intelligence, machine learning that would help providers make better decisions over time about their patients' care. That would exponentially increase the impact that we have. We would get patients better faster. We would probably get patients better for longer. And this is not an if. I mean, this truly is a when. I was watching a video today of a good friend of mine. He started he's had an analytics company, but he started like a new division that actually has the story of the patient's life cycle built out, their healthcare life cycle, their healthcare journey that's built out on a dashboard. And it includes things like comorbidities and social determinants of health that can guide clinicians to help make better recommendations to their patients. And by the way, when patients see their journey, they will also understand, I believe, the providers that are not helping them get better when they see that same condition coming up over and over and over again when they go to the doctor's office or to urgent care or to the hospital. So big data and analytics is like one of the biggest opportunities. Blockchain, the use of blockchain for things like credentialing, secure electronic health records, patients owning their own health record. And I believe, and there are other experts in the industry that also believe that patients will either own or have full access to their own healthcare record, where they can either release access or not, where they can potentially get paid to release their data for research purposes. All of this information being stored in a very secure, transactional, and verifiable, what's the word I'm looking for? Traceable system built on blockchain technology. For me, like my focus right now is around mobile apps and the use of mobile apps to help meet patients where they are, which is on their phones all day long, to gamify the patient experience and provide rewards to improve adherence to care plans, prescribed care plans, to drive better outcomes for patients and income for providers. And again, those two things don't have to be mutually exclusive. So, we've built out our app for chiropractic and physical therapy practices to help patients engage in their care plans in more meaningful ways to get better outcomes. And we're just kind of getting started. That whole thing has been a crazy, crazy journey for me because I'm a chiropractor and I love technology, but I don't know it that well. I wasn't born in that space. I didn't grow up in that space, but I'm learning a shit ton. And because I'm learning so much, I want to learn more. And we've got great advisors on our team who are in the tech space already, very successful tech executives. And I've got an amazing team. And through all this, it's just a journey, right? It's a journey of like taking my passion for research, tech, and chiropractic, combining it all and seeing if we can make a bigger, more scalable difference in the world. So we'll see how it plays out.
Well, you're definitely selling it well. Maybe you should be a salesman.
Well,
you do a really convincing job there.
I'm just a little passionate about it, just a little, because if we can achieve the goal, then man, we've done something really important. And that's, that's why I'm here.
I think that's, at the end of the day, when at the final reckoning, when you look back and you think, well, was my life worth it? I'd reckon, hell yeah. Achieve that, boom.
Sure. And I think that's really what it's about. Like at the end of the day, like I just, how it is when we help patients, right? Like there's not a better feeling on the planet than when you help a patient who's, maybe been helped before, but especially those ones that have never been helped before. And when we can do other things that we feel good about, that we feel like we're really making a difference in the world, like, isn't that what life is about? And especially when you can do it with people that you love and care about, and they're on this journey with you, like it's just the best freaking experience ever. Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. So what about robots?
Well, I used to do the robot when I was like in the 70s.
No, not that. Let's not subject our viewers to that. That's this is a family-friendly show after all.
Right. So I don't really know anything about robotics. Like I literally know nothing about it. So unfortunately, I can't comment too much. Other than I've seen people talk about the use of robots for adjustments virtually, but I don't know, maybe that could happen down the road, but I don't think anything will ever replace human touch. But I'm sorry I can't answer that question for you, brother.
No, that's that. I think you answered it beautifully, man. But in all honesty, I mean, I can't see it happening. How can you replace these?
You can't
really.
You can't, because this is technology in and of itself, right?
Yeah, and it's the technology of the highest order. That's what all the sort of biomimicking technology is trying to slowly emulate, isn't it? And
100%, man.
And how can you have? I mean, I get like the whole. I mean, I understand a glimpse of the whole AI thing. I mean, maybe about that much. I mean, okay, I get it. It's really clever, but then again, it doesn't have the experience of, say, 20 years of adjusting patients who come in telling you something but actually meaning something else, and then because they just use different words, maybe one word means something slightly different where they come from, and then they use a different word, and you go, okay, that didn't make any sense when you start actually assessing the patient, and then you with your hands, with your touch, with your eyeballs, you kind of start marrying up the story with the evidence as it goes. So that's something I think really tricky to, how could AI learn to do that?
Yeah, it's a great point, Mika, and I agree with you 100%. Nothing will ever replace the human being. I think the tool, why I like technology is because I think it augments what we do, but I don't believe it could ever replace us. It's interesting that you mentioned kind of the language that's used by patients, because there is now there's some AI that looks at I think it's called like effective modeling or effective computing or effective natural language processing, where the AI is actually listening to the tone of voice and making a determination about like what the mood is of the patient. Okay, that's really cool. That's cool. And I think we know it better, right? Like we do know it better. We can hear it, we can see it, we can feel it, which AI will never be able to do.
Yeah, because what about if somebody was to tell, use a corny example, but tell someone I love you in a really angry voice, and it's like, Argh. What does AI make out of that? I don't know.
That's a great question. I don't know. Maybe we can try it. I don't know, but yeah, it's like there's. I mean, listen, there's many unknowns, and we're just getting started in this journey around the use of technology, and especially in healthcare. But what I think I want the audience to know is, for you chiropractors out there, other healthcare providers, athletes, what I want you to know though is that it is happening. Technology is happening. and it's happening rapidly. And so the more that you can start to engage in education around these technologies, I think the more prepared you are to deal with the future of healthcare. And that's really what I want people to know. Like, just start learning about things that maybe are more interesting to you. For some people, maybe AI, machine learning. Other people, maybe blockchain. Other people, it may be mobile apps. But start learning and becoming prepared for this new era of healthcare, because it's already happening, and it's happening really, really fast.
Yeah, I hear you. And I mean, somebody I was reading this book a while ago. I can't remember now what it was. I read a lot of books, but anyway, so it was talking about essentially how to kind of what defines aging. So when does one become old? And it has nothing to do with your chronological age or actually even your physiological age, but is your resistance to change. So when your resistance to change becomes overpowering and overwhelming, that's when you start shutting down, like physiologically and emotionally and even to a degree spiritually. That's when it's almost like, the white flag just comes up and goes, yeah, done.
That's super cool. I did not know that.
Kind of thing and I mean, that's the kind of thing where, like, you see a lot of people who are they're kind of digging their heels in and this and that, and you look at it and go, come on, man, get with the times. You gotta embrace it. You kind of have to. I mean, there's no other way, really. Like you said yourself, stuff is happening. It's already in the pipeline and it's ready to rock and roll. So we might as well just ride that wave, right?
Yeah, and I think the one thing that doesn't change is that there always is change. There's always change. And, and I think from just a personal happiness perspective, I think people that learn to be adaptable tend to be ones that are a lot happier. So I don't have any data to support that, but at least what I see in my own personal life and my professional life, being able to embrace that change that you're discussing and not throwing up the white flag, I think helps people just live a happier life.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's that kind of, when you're living in a foreign culture, you kind of tend to pick these things up a little bit more acutely as well. So maybe you just have that outside view. And I've noticed when I've been living in England, there's a lot of complaining, about like everything. And I mean, it's not just about the weather, that the English are renowned for complaining about, but there's a lot of complaining about a lot of stuff. And I'm just thinking, if people are able to just almost like not mind, is it a mind over matter thing? It's just like, okay, I'm just accepting this, whatever it is. It doesn't actually change me or necessarily affect me on any level. So why am I just digging my heels for the sake of digging my heels in?
I mean, it's so interesting. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No. I mean, I was just going to say, that if you actually stop digging your heels in, and pedal the bike a little bit faster, you'll get to your destination that little bit sooner.
Sure, going with the flow helps, right? What's really interesting, Mika, though, is like you're from Scandinavia, and historically, Scandinavian countries have been the happiest in the world. Right. So there's lessons to be learned from that.
Yeah. Copious amounts of alcohol.
That never hurts either, right?
Yeah. Well, it just makes it a little bit more tolerable, especially with the dry, with the dark winters and that.
Well, hey, you guys have figured it out somehow.
No, officially I can't say that, so we'll probably have to edit that out later. But
No.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a stereotypical joke, is there?
No, not at all. Not at all. We can all relate to it, my friend. We can all relate.
We got a reputation to protect, So
to uphold. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Love it.
But hey, listen, in terms of this coming year, then what do you see is happening? Not necessarily if we're not going to go into the boring stuff like politics and the unnamed virus, that's going around. We're not even going to go there.
Well, what are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Precisely, that's exactly what I mean. So if we go back to the gospel of sports chiropractic, what do you see is happening this year now? What's the kind of next thing?
It's a great question. Well, first and foremost, as it relates to the organization, I see fixed just continuing to evolve with the great leadership that we have on our team, with the great support that we have from Trish and Meg and other Keith and others, Paul Timko. I really feel like the organization is just poised for continued evolution and progress. So that's a really, really cool thing. As it relates to sports chiropractic in general, I don't know, like the first thing that really comes to mind, just top of mind thinking, is I think there's going to be an even greater appreciation for the work that we do, both by the sports chiropractor, like, wow, I actually get to go out and can get to these events again. I can actually treat these people again at these events. And I know that there's going to be an even greater appreciation from the athletes, which then might drive more exponential growth to get more chiropractors at more events, involved with more sports organizations worldwide, and hopefully grow this thing in the direction that it needs to go in.
Absolutely. So yeah, now we just got to get some games on.
Amen, brother. We got to get some games going.
Those games going. We got to get the chiros in there, get doing their thing, do a little dance, you know, that kind of thing. That's what we got to make happen. And then
hey, listen, you're going to come to Alabama. You're going to come to Alabama, right? Sweet home Alabama.
Yeah. We'll rent that Mustang, you know, a big Mustang, and go blasting Sweet Home Alabama all the way home.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. We'll have a good time, man. We'll interview athletes, interview chiros, interview, you know, our waitresses and waiters. You know, we'll interview everybody. Why not?
Yeah, we'll just talk to whoever happens to walk by, you know. And I mean, that's the thing, you know, like now we've been obviously Fix us up there. We've been up in our sort of social media game and all of that. And
thanks to you. You're doing a great job.
Oh, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. But you know, it's been an amazing kind of thing to be a part of again. I mean, I would have never thought I would be doing this, like, you know, doing a chat show or people and talking to people and, you know, slightly camera shy and all of that and all of that, you know, all my life. But,
you're camera shy?
Oh, well, used to be. Not recently anymore. I think I got over that.
Dude, you're like a natural at this.
But yeah, I think I got over that relatively quickly. But you know, so yeah, we kind of had to. It was when the sort of the cat was out of the bag, you know, it was always like, oh crap, now I got to do it.
I love it.
But yeah, no, see, that's the thing with me. I always my mouth goes so fast that before my head keeps up, and then I kind of say yes to all these harebrained ideas before I have a chance to edit.
No, man, it's been good. It's been your stuff that you're creating has been phenomenal.
Oh, thank you, man. No, I'm glad it's appreciated. But you know, that's the kind of cool journey that we're on, and you know, Fix is obviously stepping up game in so many ways. And you know, obviously going to games and getting the social media side going. You know, I can't wait to see the reaction and the, like you said, the exponential gain in recognition over the course of next 12 to 18 months. You know what's going to happen. We got some big plans, man.
I know. I love it, brother.
So yeah,
gotta bring it to the masses.
Amazing. And then of course there's that one event that we're not yet allowed to talk about, and we're not going to mention it. So you know, but it's a pretty big teaser. You know, pretty big event coming up, and that we're not allowed to talk about it. Yeah,
we won't say anything.
Talk about it. No, we'll just. You know, Keith is probably going to shoot us both.
That's okay. Keith has wanted to shoot me many times. It's all good. He's used to it.
Yeah, somehow we're still alive. Oh well.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not.
We're fighting through.
Exactly right. Yeah. So see, as long as we keep producing the goods, you know, we'll keep him sweet, right?
That's right. He'll go easy on us. I think he'll let us continue.
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. But hey, listen, you know, obviously we're going almost out of time, but the coolest thing by far that is happening I know, but the coolest thing on my side of things is that you are going to be sharing the mic with the chat shows this year, which is cool. So you got some guests lined up and people coming on the show, and I don't have to be doing this every week, which will be really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. There's some really fun guests I think that we're going to have, and I'm going to want you on some of these as well, because we got to have your personality as part of these conversations too. But you know, just some different types of guests that I think that we can bring on, speakers that maybe that sports chiropractors are not used to hearing a lot of. And I think it'll bring a different, cool, different dimension every now and then. And I appreciate you letting me just kind of fill in every now and then. But again, these conversations I'm going to want you on as well. So you're not getting away that easy, my friend. Oh,
so basically people are going to be stuck with my mug on the camera for another little while then.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, we're on the roll, so might as well, right?
That's right. You got to be there.
We just got to accept what is, go with the flow, and not mind you too much, hey?
That's right. Don't dig your heels in, man. Don't throw up the white flag. Just go with the flow.
Go with the flow and roll with the punches, right? Absolutely.
That's right.
Good stuff. Hey, listen, man, I think we're going to have to cut it here. It's been absolutely amazing having you on the show and having this chat. I really, really appreciate your time. And I'll look forward to catching up with you and that big hug and whatnot else.
Sounds great, brother. Appreciate you. Much love to you.